welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a man that is no stranger to the Normal Dudes podcast, and All or Nothing's Fights. He's no stranger there either, but his name is Stephen Crowe. Everybody, let's welcome him.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.
It's good to have you back, man. So now we are post-fight.
Yes, sir.
And I have one question.
Sure.
To start this thing off. Can you teach me to punch like that?
Absolutely.
You can teach me to punch like that.
I can teach you to punch like that. I can't promise you it'll come naturally at the beginning, but
that is
with the repetition.
That's all training.
It's training, years of training. Yeah.
I wonder if that other guy could teach us how to take a punch.
I doubt that.
That's
something that you can just do.
His first name was Lance.
Yeah,
Lance White.
Yeah, Lance White.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if his first. I thought it was Lance, but I couldn't remember. I knew his last name was White.
Yeah.
But
let me tell you, I've fought some tough guys, and I've dropped a bunch with the combinations I was hitting him with, and I'm hitting harder at 185. And I heard the breath leave him 4 times. I know. But the dude would not go down.
Nope.
No, he wouldn't.
Would not go down.
Nope. And shout out to him.
Yeah, props to him for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, huge shout out to him. A, for taking the fight.
Yeah.
And B, for, really, he was a man about it, son.
Yeah.
That's all you can say about it.
Yeah.
He was a dang man about it.
We was talking about it, like you can hear people, like usually when they kick, you can hear it smack like that.
Yeah.
We can hear your punches like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was different, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I was like, how is he not
I know.
knocked out right now?
I know.
I know.
Blew my mind.
So, it wasn't like that for just one round either.
Yeah, it was all 5 rounds.
It was all 5 rounds where you were just laying the leather, son. And that dude got some punches in on you. I'm sure there was a time or 3 there because, he's a strong MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a couple of times where he was like, I would really like to take him down right now.
Yeah, I know.
I would like to go for this takedown just to keep from getting hit. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a fighter, I'm sure that's a thought process. You think that's something that he was? You think?
Yeah, that's why I stressed during our bet to Billy to make sure that he wasn't going to kick because I didn't want to kick.
Yeah.
And plus, from the get go, it was going to be stand up, not MMA.
Yeah. And
because like boxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu, it takes a long time. It takes years of doing that. To really get good at it, just like it has with boxing. It didn't come overnight.
Yeah.
I've been at boxing for a long time, and I think I showcased that.
Oh yeah.
During that fight.
Yeah.
So
it was definitely a showcase.
Definitely.
The impressive parts of all of this for me, is that I seen your first MMA fight.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get to see
the stand up.
Yeah, not at all, really.
Yeah.
So watching the stand up version of you fight,
Totally different.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's legit.
I've told my buddy, all about all the fights. I've been talking about it since last weekend, bro. I hadn't shut up about the fights. I enjoyed it so much. I really did.
I'm glad you did.
The intensity is there for every fight.
Yeah.
But I was telling my buddy, I was like, we saw a dude knock a mouthpiece out of another dude's mouth.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the sweat leave his eyeballs like that.
Yeah.
What you were hitting,
The sweat was flying everywhere.
Off of him, yeah.
It was cool.
It was cool to see it up close and personal like that. And her and I are going to buy the pay-per-view tomorrow and rewatch all of the fights.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how it projects on TV versus being there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to be a lot different.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm kind of excited. I've thought about just waiting until it comes out on YouTube, but honestly, I might go tonight and just order it and watch it.
Yeah.
Watch all of it again.
Yeah. Order it under your own name.
Yeah. Watch all of it. Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that still. Probably not now. You can't.
Now,
No, they don't give you that. They don't give you that no more.
I'm going to buy it tomorrow just so I can watch them all. But, you were one of the, like, golly, like the eye-opening experience for me. I've never seen boxing so crisp and so
it's like Muhammad Ali says, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, that was my plan.
That's what you were doing.
Utilize
like a butterfly, stinging like a bee.
All my tools that I've, been practicing over all these years.
Yeah.
That's what the cool thing about this. I knew it was my last fight, so the entire camp I wasn't rushing anything. I was taking every day, the mental grind, the physical grind, taking it all in, and not getting discouraged about it. It was just a totally different mindset on this one because I knew win or lose that this was going to be it. And then the day of the fight, sitting back there all day, the anticipation and all that, I didn't let it really get me worked up like it used to because this is it,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this again. So I want to enjoy this instead of being anxious.
Want to take it in.
And that's what I did. And then back there, when I put the gloves on and was warming up, that's when it started setting in, everything that a fighter goes through and mentally, in the mental aspect of it before that first punch is thrown. Because literally when I say the first punch is thrown, all that nervousness, all that stuff that you're going through, it goes out the door and it's just focus. Boom.
You even told us that in the last podcast.
Yeah, so building up to that, it was just, I was back there and I got emotional because, so many memories of so many sparring partners, coaches.
Oh, God.
Different fights, just was rushing into my brain like, my partner, Big John, we call him Big John, would hold the mitts for me, and I'd get over and warm up some, and then I'd feel warmed up, and I'd step away, and that's when it'd start sinking into my head, I remember when this happened, I remember that fight.
Oh, God.
I remember this, Yeah. And then it was time to get out there and get ready and then just focus. Like, I'm going out here, and I'm gonna do what I've been doing my entire life in boxing tonight. One more time.
I bet that is emotional.
Yeah,
I bet it was. I bet it was pretty emotional. That was an emotional type of situation to know you're hanging your gloves up.
Yeah.
In that aspect, you're hanging the gloves up. But
well, to do something that long, like you have to actually love it.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. It's not going to be. You're not going to do it that long and then not have any emotion.
Yeah. Because I'm not getting paid. There's no benefit for me. I still have to get up and go to work.
Yeah. Every day.
The next following couple of days after that, whether I'm beat up or whether I'm not, So it's a love for it. It gets in your blood.
Yeah.
Literally gets in your blood.
I didn't think about that. I mean, I thought about it the night you were here and you did the last podcast. I thought, man, that's going to be rough emotionally,
Yeah.
And then the night of, I think everything was just too exciting. And I didn't think about it a whole lot, Yeah. But now that I sit here, I'm like, golly, bro, I bet that was.
Yeah, it was rough.
Like a kid moving out or something.
Bittersweet, and then, of course, I want to win my last fight.
Yeah.
You want to, yeah.
And then for that to happen, made it even just.
Yeah.
Checkmate, I'm done.
Marked it off the last hurrah.
I'm sure there'll still be an itch.
Oh, yeah.
Because as a fighter, you always got that itch.
You're going to itch, yeah.
You're gonna. I'm not going to itch.
I think it's probably going to come
to.
I'm not.
Yeah.
You probably got to put that into, your pupils
coaching.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever you're coaching. Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to translate well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you figured out how that's going to happen? How you're going to be coaching? If you're going to go out on your own, or you figured any of that out?
Right now, I'm gonna stay with Billy and just do the hands for guys and
nice.
And
of course, you can stay there and train too.
Yeah, I'm still gonna train. Still gonna spar on Wednesdays. Still try to stay fit.
Yeah.
The older I get, and then I know
Golly,
as far as Billy and his gym,
realize I need to come down there.
There's some changes about to be made. Location changes and whatnot, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So,
a lot coming.
I won't speak on that. I'll let Billy because that's his dealings.
Absolutely.
But I'm excited about it. I will say the people that he's hooked up with, I know, been knowing for a long time, and they're good people. So I'm excited. About
so let's talk about some people that. I guess they came to watch you fight.
Yeah.
Was that the whole ordeal right there?
Yeah, there was quite a few that came. Wasn't all my fan base, but there was a lot of people that came. A lot of people got it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, so I was glad. I'm always happy, you know, for the support.
For people to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you feel better.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
for sure.
helps it out.
Yeah.
You know, helps the situation.
Well,
out.
we were supporters, you know.
Does that motivate
obviously.
you?
What's that?
Does it motivate you to?
It motivates me.
Yeah, yeah.
It really makes me want to really make sure I go out there and do everything I've trained for,
Oh, yeah.
because you want to get the win. You want to win impressively. You want to put on a good show because people pay money and
Oh,
take
yeah.
their time out to come see, you know. So,
Well, you
make sure.
did.
Yeah.
All of that,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I
so.
appreciate it, man. That was the game plan.
Yeah, yeah. You nailed it.
The game plan was to go out,
Even though you
box,
didn't.
and try not to take much damage, and that's what I did.
Even though you didn't get the KO,
yeah.
which everybody in there wonders how that happened. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
Bro, when I hit
When
him
I
with a
tell
combo
you-
in the first round and he fell back, I heard him. I heard it. I heard that I heard him. I caught him. I remember a shot to the kidney and he said, ugh, and did that right there and just fell back. And I was like, yeah, I got you. You know,
But-
and he just stood there and I hit him in the temple. I mean, a couple of times. And
Yeah.
then at the beginning of the fourth, I caught him with one good punch and he goes, you're not going to hurt me, because we were talking to each other during the fight.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we saw some of
And
that.
I was
too.
like, yeah. I said, you got that. I was like, but I'm winning. He
Yeah.
literally goes, yeah.
He had a personality. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was cool. I liked
It
him.
was cool to watch.
We didn't talk
honestly.
a whole lot,
Yeah.
but you know, I can tell he was a cool character.
It seemed like he was enjoying it.
yeah, he,
you know.
he definitely is like me. He likes
Yeah.
to fight.
likes
Yeah,
to
yeah.
fight. Yeah. I talked to him a little bit at the weigh-ins. I told him I was looking forward to y'all's fight because I really was, man. I've never seen, you know,
That much experience.
that much experience in the cage,
Yeah.
and it was
That's a different ball game from Amis.
completely
For sure.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
completely different. For
So you were
sure.
talking earlier about all the memories you had,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
when he was going
man.
through it. So, like, do you have anything that just, like, stuck out big time for you in that?
Well, the main thing that stuck out for me was, my coach, Kenny Erb. I was a 155 pounder. I walked around at 160 pounds, and I had probably about 15 fights under him and literally only fought twice in my weight class. Every fight past that was 185ers.
Wow.
So when the thought would come into my head, well, this guy's probably up to, 215. He's 6'3". It didn't even faze me, because then I think, all the guys that you beat that were good in amateur boxing, like good, legit fighters, and I was beating them, So
Yeah.
kind of was thanking Kenny. So thank you, Kenny, for doing that to me, because it helps me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It helped
for
me
sure.
mentally prepared and physically prepared. And when it came game time, I was game.
he was
you know,
ready.
ready.
Yeah. Impressive victory, though. It was an impressive victory. Impressive victory.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Worked hard 40 years.
For years and years, decades, really.
Yeah, 4 decades.
It's a long time.
Started when I was 5, had my first fight when I was 7.
I haven't even been alive that long.
Yeah.
So,
He's been
Thanks,
boxing.
man.
I mean, that just shows you, like the experience, man. Golly.
Yeah, it's a lot.
They missed out. They wasn't there, though.
Yeah.
You can still buy it on pay-per-view.
You can still buy
Pay-per-view.
you can still buy the fights on pay-per-view,
Go
which
check it
I'm
out.
going to do tomorrow and watch the whole thing all over again, and I'm just almost excited about that as I was watching it live and in person. But
Yeah.
I guess the next thing I want to really focus on is when does the coaching start? When is it immediate?
I plan on getting back in the gym next week. So
Okay.
I'm going to start right then. I told Billy right after the fight, which I've told him numerous times, I'll be back at the gym. I still want to coach. So, when it comes to the hands, that's when it's going to start. As far as will I stay with Billy? Will I go just strictly boxing and go through my own gym? Or the future will tell. I don't really
Yeah.
know right now,
Yeah.
But I do know I want to stay active in it
Yeah.
because
Very active.
very active in it because it's a passion of mine. Gives me something to do. Helps me
It's just
with
like
my
this
mental.
podcast for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people's got different things that they do, different hobbies that they enjoy that help them with just mental parts of life. And,
Yeah.
and I can go into the gym if I'm having a bad day and beat up a bag, or
Yeah.
have to get some sparring with somebody and get hit a couple of times, that goes away,
That's
so it's
crazy.
good. It's good therapy in that
Yeah.
sense.
And that's something I've heard like on Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't know if you ever listened to.
Oh yeah, I listen to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've listened to his podcast and he's talked about that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can go in, get hit or hit something or whatever and
Yeah.
feel a lot better mentally. I'm
Yeah,
like,
mentally. You can be having the worst day. I can be having the worst day with anything and going to the gym and not even really want to go to the gym, but just make myself go. And by the time I leave there, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's what it takes most of the time.
Yeah.
I've never been hit and made my day better and brighter, so I cannot wrap my brain around that. Although I do want to try it out.
Yeah.
The thing that would be for me is I'm too old to be like pushed hard, like physically, like not like not saying like somebody can't say, come on, brother, get it going here. What are you doing? You're dragging. I'm not saying that somebody can't say that to me and I would get upset or anything, but I'm saying like in my brain, I'm like, I'm giving you everything I got,
More. That's all I got.
I know. That's it, coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'd be a good fit for Billy's gym, bro. He likes to push his guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He don't have to push me. I'll push myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned that over the years of doing this and training camps.
I'm gonna push me.
Yeah.
He says you're a hard worker.
Yeah. I've got to
did say
push
that.
you got to
did
push
say
yourself mentally. So, I'm going to quit in 2 minutes. Well, and then I end up doing 5 more minutes,
Yeah.
just because,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
will pay off.
it
It
will
did
pay
pay
off.
off. It has paid off.
Yeah, it did pay off.
Yeah. And has.
Yeah.
For years. So the coaching aspect of it, if you stick with Billy, the striking game of those guys is fixing to ramp up. Is that?
I hope so. That's what
Do you think that's the? You think it will?
I
Like
think
if
now
you're
that
in
they've
there,
like really seen me in a boxing match, that they've got a whole different perspective of me now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
I'm not
so.
just the old guy that comes in the gym that you hear about. He can box.
Yeah.
Now they know like he can
Yeah.
really get down.
Yeah.
Like, not just
That does make a difference
It does.
too.
makes a difference. So I could even see it after the fight that night. That a couple of guys
The
were just
respect
looking at me
level
differently. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Crowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You coming back to the gym? Yeah, I'll be in there to help. And
So
like,
when we did the podcast the first time, I had a level of respect that I have for all of you guys and any natural human, right?
right.
But watching the fight, man, you go, golly, this dude's a killer, really.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way it felt for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I felt great about the fight.
Yeah. I loved watching it. I could watch that all day, bro.
I could
Yeah.
too. I wished it would have went 12 rounds.
I felt
I
like
know
I
it.
could have done more, honestly, but just people
Do
were
you?
just but
I was thinking
I
that
think
today.
every fighter feels like that
Yeah.
after
After the
every
fight.
fight
Yeah.
because there's things mentally that I've
Except
seen.
for Logan at the
God,
end
yeah.
of his fight. I don't think he had
He
anything.
couldn't have went no
yeah,
more.
he got my last Gatorade. I was like,
Did he?
yeah.
I don't think he had anything else
Yeah.
to give
No,
after
it was
that.
Connor. I'm sorry. Connor was on. He was back there, laid out on the
He
ground.
was
I was
doing
like,
it.
"Man, you all right?" I felt lightheaded and had a couple people around him. But yeah, Logan was taking it rough too.
Yeah,
But
Logan and Connor both went
both
all
of them.
3 rounds. And
yeah,
they
left
were,
it out there. That's
Yeah,
what you're
they did.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
They give all. So.
And they
Yeah.
won the fight. They
Yeah.
won their fight, but brother, they were.
Yeah. But now that
Feeling
they've seen me
rough.
fight, and I'm going to try to take that to them and say, hey, you don't have to come out there and go balls to the walls. I
Yeah.
know it's only 3 rounds and
Yes.
it's amateur, but be smart about it. Defense when you come out there because your opponent, he might be the one that come out and just start wailing and throwing what he's got, then choose your defense, counter off that, and let him wear himself out. That should be the game plan. And then you come in, and it might happen within half the first round. Then boom, you got him tired. You haven't exerted much energy. Now it's your time to shine.
Yeah.
Your time to work. It might take the first round, and then you come out there in the second round, third round, do your thing. It's much easier to get a stoppage like that too. I've found out over the years.
Yeah.
of my ring experience.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah,
rested.
just come out relaxed, rested. You know, it's like I don't know how to describe it. You know, you come out, you touch hands, and a lot of people just bump, and then you just start ready to throw and exert all they got. Well, that's not how the game should be. That's not the art of war to me.
Yeah.
It's, you know, touch hands, and then you're like a loaded gun. You're relaxed, and you're doing your thing, and then when you see your openings, if it's a good opening, bam, 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 then you unload on it. If you don't really have any, then you just tempo it. Boom, 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 you know, not exerting all your power or speed, or mainly it's more speed than power, but not exerting all your energy on them punches if there's not there, if they've got a good defense, if you don't see
you're
nothing.
trying to set something up.
Yeah,
now.
you want to see what your opponent's doing wrong, where the holes are. Like I noticed with my guy Lance, he would do this a lot, especially after the first round. He didn't want to get hit with them body
taking
shots.
advantage of that too.
So he was doing this. So I started hitting him in the temple more, you know.
Yeah.
Then he'd come back up, and then I'd see that. Then my back to the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
And
One thing he did do good is he kept his elbows in, so it was hard for me to get a solo flex shot, which Billy was kept for like 3 rounds. 1-3-2, 1-3-2 to the body, you know. And I did throw it once and kind of caught him right there, and it hurt him a little bit. But he was really good about keeping his elbows tucked. And if we would have won a 10-rounder, so to speak, then I would have beat his elbows up.
Right.
You know. And
Right.
that's what you
Eventually
do. I would have just hit his elbows like I was hitting his stomach, and eventually he's going to open up more, you know. But I'm not 35 opposed to 45, and we weren't doing 10 rounds.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Because
I would have loved to have seen it though.
I would
that
have
been
to.
tough.
Yeah, it would have.
tough.
Yeah, that would have been. That was.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would feel like to go 5 rounds.
No, heck no.
I was.
Do you know how many punches you threw?
I don't know.
I'd like to know that,
I
honestly.
would too, like a punch count.
I don't feel like I threw enough, especially 4th or 5th round.
You threw double him, I bet.
Yeah, I think I threw more than him, and I didn't take any hard damage. He never caught me with a solid punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's be clear. This dude is a very rounded
Yeah, he's a round
MMA fighter. He is very. I mean, if they would have took it to the ground, there's no doubt who would have won that fight, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what was agreed upon. So the boxing on this guy, I think he just leveled up.
Yeah.
I think he learned a lot during that boxing match.
Yeah, he's had, I think he said about 14 amateur boxing matches, but I don't think he's quite faced anybody to the skill level that I have.
27 MMA fights.
Yeah, he's had quite a few fights. I think it was like, I don't know, it was maybe 8 kickboxing matches or something like that too. So he had quite a few. He's been in all 3.
He's a rounded fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. I knew he was going to be, you know, a danger.
I was very impressed with him.
Yeah.
And the level of, like the mindset that it would take to just box when you're a MMA fighter.
Yeah.
It would be so much harder, I feel like.
Yeah, it would.
Just like for you, like you're a boxer and you go in there and you're an MMA fighter now, you know, you're like.
You got to worry about the takedown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your stance has to be different. Your punch has to be a little bit.
Yeah, range has got to be different.
Yeah, everything changes. So it's
it's all different. And I gave him props too. You know.
Oh yeah,
and told him thanks for coming up here and doing a boxing match with me because I know he's more of an MMA guy.
Yeah,
you know, but there's nobody else I can find 40 or above.
Yeah,
that would just stand and box with me here locally because everybody knows me locally for boxing.
Yeah,
you know, they're not going to get in there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So. Props to Lance, man. And I told him I'll never forget him. Never
heck no, man. Lance the truth.
Much respect.
Yeah, we need to get him on here too.
Yeah, I really would like to get him on here just to get his perspective of the fight because I feel like he saw a lot, you know, and he probably learned a lot in all actuality.
He kept like laughing while he was in there a few times.
Because I was tagging him.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's
well, he's
it
laughing.
Didn't feel good, but.
He was laughing
he
because
was taking on.
He was like, "Oh crap, that's crazy."
I think he knew,
after the 3rd round, I called him. Like I said, I knew. I was like, "I'm not knocking this guy.
Yeah,
he's not." I've only faced one other guy in my career out of all those 40-something fights that was able to withstand the punishment like that and not go down. He was a straight Mexican.
Yeah.
So they're known to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and take punishments. But he was tough, man. He's really tough.
Yeah,
so.
he was. I was impressed with that almost as much as I was the boxing skills that you displayed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Lance the Truth White if you haven't.
Yeah, shout
if
out,
you hadn't
bro.
looked him up,
Check him out.
go check him out. Yeah, he's a
He's game for sure.
stone cold
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
He's the truth.
He's
It's his
the truth.
nickname.
Yeah.
And just because he lost that fight, don't make him not him. You know.
Yeah,
He's-
Yeah,
I would look. I'm looking forward to seeing him on something else in a MMA match somewhere. Or
Yeah.
something, you know.
If I was you, Lance, my last one I'd do it MMA, bro, because that's what your skill set's good at.
Yeah.
Go out on what you're good at, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So
There's my wife. What that girl? I missed her today.
I missed Ashley too. Yes, I did. Can't tell me what I did and didn't feel today. So did you go to work today?
Yeah, yesterday I started back. Yesterday. and
Oh,
today.
you took a couple of days off after the
Oh
fight.
yeah, yeah,
That's smart.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd literally sat on the couch from after the fight. I was starving, so went home and ate till like 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
which probably shouldn't have done that, but I
Well.
did it, and then just sat on the couch, man, just enjoying life,
Yeah.
relaxing, literally up until Wednesday. But it was like Wednesday or so, and then I was like, well, I got to get up and get the ball rolling again.
Yeah.
Work's calling.
Never stops, does it?
Yay!
I know it.
Wish I was a millionaire, but I'd still be working though. I'd still be doing something.
Not me.
Yeah,
bro.
I'd be doing something for sure.
Yeah,
Would you?
Oh yeah. I cannot sit
I
around like
can't
that.
either.
That
Like,
ain't me.
I can't
would-
do it.
I can-
I get messed up in the head.
Well,
yeah,
I do too, but I just go out and do something else. I don't have to go to work.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go to work.
Oh yeah,
But, like,
I'd do a podcast.
I
That's
might
what
do
would
something like that I like. You know?
yeah, something that
Yeah, I would
very-
do something I enjoy,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be a job.
No, no, no.
I'm not going to go clock in from 8 to 5. And
Yeah,
Heck no.
yeah, most definitely.
no,
Yeah.
if I'm a millionaire, y'all can kiss that goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd probably still be involved in tree work just because it's another passion of mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, my work's my passion too.
We
So
was,
it's not
uh,
work really, if you like it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Shout out to Crow's Tree Service, by the
Yeah.
way. They
Yeah.
were a sponsor for the fights as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
Yeah, last few we've been sponsors. So if you're local and need any tree work, give me a call, 423-394-4652. We do veterans discount all year long. And I'm going to say we're the best because we are the best. I'm not biased or nothing, but
And you're passionate about it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
passionate.
And the
You'll
thing
get
about it
guaranteed
is-
good work. So
The thing about
fully
it is
insured.
honest,
Yeah.
reliable. All the things that fighting provides for you
Yeah.
is going to be displayed.
That's one
in your
reason
tree
why I fell in
service.
love with tree work. It's because it's a lot like fighting because
Yeah.
you have to stay in shape for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Every tree's different. There's no tree the same.
No two competitors are the same.
One mess up, you could be the end of your career.
Mm-hmm.
You can die. I've literally been in the corner with some guys that's died in the ring before.
Golly.
So it's not. It's a lot of similarities. I get the same type of adrenaline rush when I'm climbing a huge 110 foot oak tree that's got to lean over a house, over a power line when I used to do it, as I do as a fight.
So, of all the fights that you watched, being a fighter
Mm-hmm.
yourself, was there one that stood out to you?
There was one kid, I cannot remember his name.
Well, that guy.
Yes, the white kid right there.
Let me see.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I can't remember his name.
I can't either, but
Wilkes and Burt. So
His name was Wilkes. We did Burks.
Yeah, we did Burt.
yeah, Wilkes.
Wilkes.
Yeah, yeah. He looked like he's
Matt
Yeah.
Wilkes. Okay.
yeah. As far as boxing go, he looked pretty good. Had a good defense.
So
had
Matt
good straight
Wilkes
punches.
is his name.
I saw another kid there that I want to get on here. I met a bunch of them actually, but one dude
Yeah.
I really wanted was the guy who had all those wrestling He was young and
Yeah, he was only 20.
180 pounds, I think. 170 or something. He was young. He had a lot of wrestling experience. And he won.
We did his too, didn't we? He had
From our gym?
No, he wasn't
No.
from he was from another state.
220 wins in wrestling in high school.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
He was what was his name, bro?
I don't know. We did his.
Yeah.
Julian from our gym, I think he looks pretty good for his first fight and not even really been going to the gym that long.
Really?
Yeah. I worked with him a couple of times, with hands.
Yeah.
Gave him some tennis ball drills you can do to help keep your guard up, to get that muscle memory in your mind. Because, a lot of people want to keep their guard out here and they don't too low or too high. When you get tennis balls and you put them on your chin and you shadow box and you don't throw any punches, you just leave them there. It helps tremendously for your memory to, hey, this is where my hands need to be. Especially when you got gloves on, you got that extra little bit, half inch or inch up higher that helps protect. And it's easy to get to a high guard if you see a punch coming from right here. Mm-hmm. And then when you throw your punches, they come right off your chin. Just everything moves smoothly. So
I bet there's a lot of stuff you could teach people.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Tennis balls does a lot, man. Like if you get here and then you're still leaving your elbows out, and you put a tennis ball in your elbow, so that helps you keep them. Oh. So then you'll have 4 tennis balls, and people come in there like, what is that dude doing?
Yeah.
You're moving around, just doing head work, moving, not throwing any punches. 'Cause a lot of people get shadow boxing mistaken. They want to throw a lot of punches. Shadow boxing is about footwork
and movement.
more than punching and movement and work in the ring. Yeah. Doing your defense and then throwing off some punches. A lot of people just going in there instantly. Bell rings and they're whack, 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 whack. Then they'll just stand there. Whack, 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 whack. And then stand there. Whack, 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 whack. And stand there. That's not shadow boxing. You got to move.
Yeah.
That's the mentality of a lot of amateur fighters I've noticed. Different from my generation than now is trade, step back and wait, see what you're going to do. That's not how we grew up fighting. It's trade, side movements, get out of there. Don't stand and take the abuse.
Don't step back.
Yeah, and don't go straight back.
Yeah.
Because if you come straight back, they can lunge. You can get hit easy, kicked easy like that. But if you go to an angle.
They have to change an angle.
Like
it's a little
Lance
bit more
was southpaw. He liked to switch up a lot. But I knew he was southpaw. When he was southpaw, I kept my lead foot on the outside of his lead foot. You can watch the tape. And if I seen him loading up, I would move to my left or to his right. And that takes his power completely away.
So even if he makes contact, it's not going to be
power.
much.
Yeah. So, and vice versa, if you're fighting orthodox, so if they're throwing, you want to move to your right, to their left. So when they throw that straight right or that right hook, there's no power behind it if it lands.
So I got to be real honest with you. Just even like professional MMA fighters, watching them in the UFC, I've not seen a whole lot of them throw punches like that.
Yeah.
Is that now? This is me being not fight savvy. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that because they are? Everything is different about MMA, or is that because they don't train punching?
It's both. Everything's different about MMA. You've got more factors that you've got to factor. To me, boxing is the most dangerous contact sport they are, because you're limited to what you can do, and you're taking all your punishment here and here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you get into with a technical fighter that hits hard, that's a good counter fighter or quick, it's game over. You know? You're gonna suffer getting KO'd, getting put unconscious. It's just more dangerous to me.
Gotcha.
But more concussion prone in boxing than it is. Because if you get caught in MMA and you don't go out, well, you can easily grab him, go to the ground.
Yeah.
Time to recover. Boxing, you can't do that.
You have to move to recover.
You have to get out of the way, or you have to wrap up. And then if you've got an official that don't like that wrapping up, he's not going to let you stay wrapped up long.
Not long.
You broke up, and then boom, right back to it.
Yeah.
So even Daniel Cormier, who's big UFC fighter, I'm sure y'all know. He even says boxing is more dangerous than MMA.
Wow.
And I would have to agree with him.
Yeah.
And then
statistically, it is.
Yeah, and then you can tell the difference, like you said, with a boxer than an MMA fighter, because there's only a couple that I've seen throughout it since MMA's been around that have really been good technical boxers. I would say good technical boxers.
Yeah, like right now, like even the good ones who are good at stand-up boxing, right? They're not. They don't. They. It's altogether different. They look very unorthodox compared to what we've seen in the ring, in the cage with you.
You can take a top UFC fighter, put him with a top boxing fighter in the same weight class, and that top boxer, 9 times out of 10, is going to make him look like he don't know what he's doing, because it's just different training, different fighting. You know?
Yeah, it's a different skill set.
Everything
altogether.
about it is different stance. Everything.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause you can't with a boxer. You know, you can kind of put your rear leg back more. I don't want to say stand completely foot to foot. You still want to be, you know,
A
out
little
some,
bit. Yeah.
because you don't have to kick, and it helps you on pivots more, and it helps
With
for when you're
power,
backing
too.
up power, planting your punches and sitting down on them, and then when you run into the ropes, you know that back foot can tell you, hey, there's the rope,
You're
move,
there.
get off.
You got to go left or right here.
To whereas MMA, you've got a little bit wider stance because you got to be able to kick. So you want to get there quicker, because if your foot's all the way back and then you try to kick, it's just not enough time. You're going to telegraph it, and it's not going to work. It's
So
not gonna be
everything
effective.
is different.
Yeah, everything's different.
That's amazing to me.
And then when you got
I
your
wondered-
MMA gloves, so
They're a lot thinner.
they're a lot smaller, so it's harder for you to stand with a stance like this with gloves and catch that,
Protect yourself. Yeah.
you know, that high guard and all that, because
Yeah.
they've got such small gloves, they can just easily just squeeze right in there, you know. So
Yeah. So everything changes.
you've got to move even more. But then again, that's why you got the groundwork.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you get tagged, boom, I got you to the ground. Now it's up, you know.
Now it's
It's
a
totally different.
jiu-jitsu / wrestling match.
Yeah.
Kinda. But we're learning, right? We're learning kind of on the fly with what we're doing here. And that was one of the things that I've noticed, like, you know, a top tier. I'm talking about top of the line UFC fighter is not displaying the type of punches that we watched you throw.
Yeah.
And I just wondered if I felt like that was probably what it was. It's just a difference in the style of fighting that you have to do, and the kind of stuff you have to watch out for in MMA versus boxing. So I felt like that was different. But
I've spent 40 years trying to master how to throw my punches right. And because I'm just a stand-up fighter, boxing.
Yeah.
Versus to where if you're in MMA, you've got to try to master the kicks,
Yeah.
try to master the stand-up, try to master your defense with the stand-up, and the ground game.
yeah,
You know, so you could be like me and Tommy. Like if Tommy would have stood with me in my MMA fight, I would have knocked him out. There's no doubt about it.
right.
And he knew that.
Yeah.
And that's why we went to the ground.
Yeah,
He
for
tapped me
sure.
out.
Yeah,
That's
And
what
I'm
I would
not
have done too,
afraid
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
not-
ashamed to say I
No,
got tapped
heck
out.
no,
Like,
yeah.
he was good. He's
Yeah.
good. He's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's strong too, you know, so
Yeah.
I got to give him props too, you know.
Yeah.
But I knew that was the risk I was taking. But
Yeah.
I wanted to try it anyways, and I'm not
Yeah.
no sucker. I don't want to fight nobody that's 0-0. I want to fight somebody that's got some, you know,
experience.
some experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would challenge myself,
Yeah.
win or lose. You know, I'm not scared to take a loss. You know,
Right,
a
right.
lot of people are all about that.
When you
I'm
were
not-
younger, maybe you're like, oh,
when I was in my career, yeah, you know,
but
little botch,
now
know.
you gotten older. It's not.
yeah,
It's not like that ego thing. You
yeah,
know?
it's not. You know, it's not
Yeah.
going to hurt me if I take a loss.
Right.
You know?
It would have hurt you on your last fight. You didn't want to lose there, right?
Yeah.
So
But I was willing to, you know. But I
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
if I was going to lose, he was going to have to be better than me.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Period.
yeah,
So that was going to be tough. So
Yeah.
man.
sure, dude.
He said that was going to be
I
tough.
mean, it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Worked a long time.
you're stone cold at a boxing
I
match,
appreciate it,
son.
man.
Stone
Appreciate
cold. Mad respect for the level of boxer that you are. I've
appreciate
never
it, man.
seen anything like that before in my life.
Nah.
Never.
I appreciate
I've
it.
been to
cool.
3 of these MMA fights, and although they're exciting,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fun to watch them. I never seen that skill level,
Yeah.
you know, and it's completely different. It's completely different watching it.
It's a lot funner too, you know. I think when you watch somebody that 2 guys that know how to throw, you know,
Yeah.
it's not chaos in there. It's
Yeah.
They're trying to catch each
Yeah.
other.
It wasn't chaos, that's for sure. There was a lot of
I like
Controlled chaos.
even more than like a good hit. I like watching the defense.
Yeah, the defense.
Just like moving
I
out
was
of the
doing
way.
some good D, especially that first
he
round.
had some
When he was
defense.
coming at me, like
Yeah.
he was trying to press. I was like, no, dog, you're not going to get it. Because I already knew he was going to try to grab and dirty box.
Yeah.
So I knew, I was like, no, I'm going to work my angles. I'm going to bob and weave.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, you know.
That had to be different for him to see that perspective of it too. when
Yeah, I
you-
don't think he was ready for that.
no,
I
Nah.
don't think he was.
no. I was, and I don't want to speak bad of him at all because
No.
he's one heck of a dude.
Yeah, I've got mad respect for him.
Oh,
yeah.
You know.
Nothing but respect. And I'd like to get him on and sit him down and go, hey man, what'd you learn? You know,
Yeah.
because you know he learned something.
Oh yeah.
You know he did.
Yeah.
To be in there just boxing straight up. He might say, I learned that I don't want to box.
He told me you hit hard. And I was
Yeah.
like, obviously not hard enough. Because you took every bit of
I
it,
know,
dog.
I
was
did.
like, mad props, man.
Yeah.
So
So
I
we
know you're
got,
going to be sore when you go home.
Yeah, I bet he was.
I was, and then, you know,
Yeah.
just from the fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's part of it.
Part of it.
Especially at our age. You're going to be
Yeah.
sore, son.
Yeah.
So I got a question about, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but
Sure.
potential wise, you know, C-Mac.
I'd say my son. Did y'all get to watch his fight?
So he told me he fought. I didn't know he fought.
He got a KO first round.
It seemed like you mentioned that in the previous podcast,
He's good.
but I just didn't put it all together.
Yeah.
But when we actually got to meet him over there the other night,
Yeah.
and I talked to him, and he was telling me that he fought in one of them. And which one did he fight in?
There've been 7. It was either 7 or 8. But excuse me, I've been working with him as far as hands go for forever. So he knew this. He knew how to throw his punches correctly. And then during the camp, you know, I was just giving him insider tips, and he listened. He took everything in that I was telling him. The main thing I stressed to him is don't go in there, like I said, and exert everything
Yeah.
because you're amped up and nervous. And, you know,
Did he get a KO
yeah, he got a KO.
in the first round?
First round. I said, you know, I just explained to him, hey, go in there, and if you agree to tap gloves and step back and just work. Be calm, be patient, use your jab, look for your openings. When you see the openings, you exploit on them.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's an open, hit them hard.
If it's not,
Go home early.
If
Yeah.
it's not, take it.
If
your
it's
time.
not, tempo.
Open something up.
Tempo. Use your jab, man. You know, a lot of people don't use a jab.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I used it enough in this fight with Lance, but honestly, I don't feel like I really had to because
He just had the openings.
he just kept himself wide open, no head movement or nothing. So I didn't have to use a jab to open him up.
Yeah.
So I think my son has really got a lot of potential. And like I said, I'm not saying that just because he's my son. He looked good on his fight.
Yeah. We'll go find that.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler's got a lot of potential. Julian's got a lot of potential. There's a couple guys in there. Now that they've seen me in action, hopefully will take me more seriously.
I think so.
When I say, hey, you know, let me work with you some on the pads.
Yeah.
You know, do this, don't do that. You know, and I think now they're really going to listen more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they seen,
Yeah.
you know, this is how you do it, boys.
Yeah.
Old
So-
man. Hey, quit calling me old man.
Yeah.
Everybody call you too, Billy. I got you, old man, son.
They're getting cocky
Everybody,
now.
man.
Yeah. They call you old man.
Old man. What are you doing, old man? That's Billy's favorite thing when I walk in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, bro.
Did Billy say anything to you about your fight?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I loved it. I love, you know, hearing compliments, but it really meant something to me coming from Billy.
Billy,
yeah.
You know, because he's an experienced MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So, and he was like, man, you know, he texted me afterwards. He was like, I just watched it, man. You look great, Crowe, you know.
Yeah.
And he was telling me the 1-3 combination, 1-3-2 combination, because after the fight, I was like, Billy, I wasn't knocking this guy out. He was like, I know, but if you'd listened to me on that 1-3-2, you'd have stopped him because he couldn't take. He's like, if you go back and watch him, that's why he said, shut up, Billy, because when we were fighting, third round, I come out and I threw the combo and I hit him with it and it hurt him. And then Billy kept saying over, I could hear him.
Yeah.
1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. And Vance was like, shut up, Billy.
That's awesome. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Shut up, Billy.
Yeah. And I was thinking, bro, I already know. I seen it there, you know. I'm tired, you know.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I can't hit it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I get 1, 2.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I got
Back,
1, 2.
10, 15 years ago, I'd have put a lot more combinations together.
Yeah.
5 or 6 hits. Bah, 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 bah. I mean, look like Max Holloway out there.
Yeah.
You know, pow, 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 pow. But not this one. It's just.
Man, I don't know if we can express it enough. If you haven't seen this man fight, go buy the pay-per-view and watch this dude throw hands. It's very impressive.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive. And brother, I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate y'all having me again, man. I was
Anytime.
enjoyed it again.
Yeah.
When you get to coaching, brother, and you got a couple of guys that you think are killers on,
We'll come back.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anytime you
can't
want
wait.
to, too.
Yeah, man.
Anytime.
Yeah, just let us know, because right now, honestly, we got about 43 irons in the fire, it feels like.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Like everybody's wanting to come on after the
Yeah.
fights, you know, which is great for us. It's
Yeah.
great. It's great news, but it's also like, oh, gosh, how are we going to schedule this all out?
Yeah.
You know, I set you up the night of the fight. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, hey, you coming on next weekend?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk to you, bro. I wanted
Yeah.
Yeah.
to. I mean, you were like your fight. You go, golly, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that a lot throughout my career.
And I wanted to find out if you thought you could teach somebody that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if it was just.
Yeah, I can. I know I can. Just got to find somebody that wants to learn it
Yeah. That's all it is.
and be patient,
Yeah.
you know, and realize that it's not going to be just about fighting. When I teach you and coach you, I'm going to train you up in life too.
You're gonna be a better human after you leave my gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than just fighting because I don't want somebody to come in there being cocky,
Yeah.
low key cocky, learning how to fight and then going out and bullying people. I'm
Yeah.
not cool with that.
No. I'm gonna bully you.
Yeah.
If you do
I
that.
won't train you anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like that'll be the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Bro, we fell in love with you and your family, and enjoy being around you guys, and love having you on the podcast. Loved watching you fight. And I appreciate you being here, brother.
Yeah.
Same here, man. We love you guys and support y'all,
Appreciate that too.
and look forward to watching all you guys podcasts and how you get to come on.
Yes,
Take care,
sir.
boy.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, man.
Well, at the end of this thing, you know, we say I love you to everybody. You don't have to, but
We love y'all.
Love y'all.